leaders in our industry from across the world speaking with you this morning, learning more about what our industry means for men and the opportunities for men to build a global business, a home-based business, and just sort of sharing from a male perspective what it's like to do our business model and the benefits of our business model, the freedom of our business model, the health aspects of our business model, so many good things. Our model is a vehicle to many, many opportunities. And so you're going to hear all about that this morning. Firstly, though, I'm going to hand over to one of our top leaders in Australia. And of course, she has a very big global team across the world with LifeVantage. Grania Fletcher is a mother of two. She resides up on the Sunshine Coast. And Grania's been running a LifeVantage business now for around, correct me if I'm wrong, Grania, about 5.5 years, probably almost 6 years now, and has created a very, very successful home-based business. Actually, it's kind of like an empire now. It's that big. And Grania is one of our top leaders, and we're just excited to have you lead this morning. So I'm going to hand over to you, Grania, to introduce all of the men that are joining us this morning to present. Welcome, Grania Fletcher.
Thanks so much, Pam, and welcome everybody. I'm really excited to be here, and it's an honor to be with these incredible men. And I've decided that it is the Men in Black series, so I'm just going to introduce Ambrose to you, who I've had the honor of having in my business. Ambrose and his wife are from, he's originally from the UK, but they live in New Zealand, and they have a very, very successful sales and marketing business. He is an international speaker as well as an author. He has helped thousands of small to medium-sized businesses and helped become a facilitator as well as a trainer, and has helped so many companies turn their businesses around. And it's an honor that him and Joe decided to join our business as well, saying, you know, what a leverage business it would be. So this is the kind of caliber you'll see. So many different men today, all different caliber of gentlemen, but all different backgrounds. So over to you, Ambrose. I'm really excited for you to facilitate today and for us all to hear from these incredible men. Thank you so much.
Awesome, Grania. Kia ora, everyone from Auckland, New Zealand. It is fantastic to be with you. And without further ado, as Grania said, my wife Jo and I have been involved in LifeVantage for a little under 2 years. We're at the level 4 level while juggling 2 daughters ourselves, as well as 2 international training businesses. And it's my privilege to introduce the guys today. I wanted to acknowledge, if I may, Grania for pulling this together, along with Trish Hunt for some of the inspiration a few months back, and the LifeVantage team globally for this opportunity. Gentlemen, to make your life easier, I thought I'd go in alphabetical order on first name. We're, predominantly in Australasia. It's all about first names. So let's get nice and relaxed. Hopefully I won't offend too many people with my staunch All Blacks jersey, a devout fan of excellence on sporting paddock, as well as excellence in business. So we start with Chris. Chris, if I could ask you 3 questions in one. I know men aren't made to multitask, but 3 questions in one are coming to you. So Chris, I'd love to know how many years have been involved in LifeVantage, what level you're at, and before you talk LifeVantage, what was your first impression of network marketing or multi-level marketing, Chris?
Sure. Absolutely. Hi, everybody. It's good to see everybody. It's actually about 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in Arizona. So it's nice to be speaking with you in the morning there, Saturday morning. But I've been involved in LifeVantage going on 4.5 years. I'm an elite pro 9 along with my wife, Tara. Everybody, I'm sure, knows Tara Wilson very well. I actually have helped Tara along the way in many different, varying different degrees, and been in the industry about 14 years. LifeVantage has been amazing. Network marketing as a whole has been amazing, and happy to share any of our tips along the way, bumps and bruises and good things about the industry that really changed our life, and been able to change our family's direction and what we do and what we focus on in life. So been absolutely amazing, be a part of LifeVantage and the industry, and happy to be here.
Fantastic, Chris. Look, thank you for your generous words there. Gabe, if I can ask you the same question, how long LifeVantage? Also, what level you're at, but more importantly, when someone said to you, hey, mate, get on board. This is multi-level marketing or network marketing. What did you think originally?
I don't think we have an hour.
Absolutely.
Been with LifeVantage. Now, hi, everyone. Been with LifeVantage 12 years. I'm a Master Pro 10. This is my first time in the industry. I owned health clubs for over 20 years. And in the last 10 years, I owned a wellness company. And you can imagine how many people have tried to introduce me into the network marketing space. And I was one of the network marketers' worst nightmares. And never thought in a million years that I would have been with LifeVantage as long as I have. At that time in 2009, when I enrolled, we were going through a pretty bad economical debacle here in the United States. We lost 3 six-figure contracts with my wellness company. So I thought it would be a bridge until the economy got better. 22 months later, I was able to write my last payroll check, and I've been a full-time network marketer for the last 10 years.
Spectacular and really inspiring. Thanks so much, Gabe. Graham, the question's coming. So Graham Stroud, if you can give us a brief insight into yourself.
Yes, well, I've been self-employed for over 30 years, and I ran Australia's largest public bridal exhibition, which I started back in 1990, ran that for 27 years. So I've always been a risk taker. And so anything to do with opportunities, I always grab. So the fact that when somebody introduced me to network marketing, and this is my second or third company that I've been involved with, I thought, oh, well, I'll just give it a go. So it's I try the products first and then I take it from there. A couple of them fell off the perch and whatever. And this is where I've ended up because I believe this is the one that everybody needs to be part of.
I think that's great. And going back to Gabe's point as well, a bit like Gabe, my wife, Jo, and I, who train small to medium businesses in sales and marketing, I think we've been approached by something along the lines of about 140 different groups over the years. I can see Chris and Gabe nodding as well. And we pretty much said no to everything except for this. So always fascinating everyone's journey. James, if I could ask you the same question, how many years, also obviously understanding, first impressions of network marketing, point blank.
Yeah, hey, thanks, Ambrose. First impressions of network marketing. To be honest, I was a bit skeptical, but then it was kind of like, maybe this could be it. I've kind of dabbled in 1 or 2 other companies without really knowing anything. It turned out to be harder than I thought. And but when I found LifeVantage, I've been a part of LifeVantage since February this year. I was on the product for like 3 weeks, and by the end of that, I was like, "This is amazing. This is it." I'm telling everyone about my own health journey, and I wish I looked into other companies back when I first heard of network marketing, because the concept gave me hope, but the vehicles were very different. So so I kind of told myself, look, I won't bother with network marketing again. But then these products and this company just turned it all around.
Fantastic. So we'll come and ask why of all of you, why LifeVantage in a moment. Michael, if you can round us off nicely, how long have you been involved? What level are you at? And also, I guess, sort of your first impression of just multi-level marketing, network marketing in general.
Yeah, morning all. Amy and I say Amy and I because we very much do this full-time together. So we've been involved with LifeVantage since only November last year. A bit of a change, which we'll go into after, I guess, but been in the industry for about 6 years. But initially, when I was introduced to network marketing, it was like, thanks, but no thanks, guys, don't do that sort of thing. You'll do awesome at it. The person that did try and introduce me initially is super successful, and we are in her team now, but it was not something that I thought guys did, and not something I was ever interested in jumping on board.
I think that's great. And thanks for your honesty there, Michael. I think, traditionally, if you're gonna look at what sort of person sells cars in the 1970s, you've got this sort of slick-looking male, and maybe in the Midwest, wearing an inappropriate suit and shiny shoes, who you wouldn't necessarily trust. And I think if you have the traditional image of network marketing, it's the reverse. It's a driven woman, very successful, good networks. Obviously, social media is a great tool for that as well, and women tend to embrace social media slightly more than men. If I can come to yourself, Chris, from a LifeVantage perspective, you've obviously been exposed to lots of business over the year. I saw you nodding, saying when I was saying, you know, turning down lots to get to this one.
Sure.
Why LifeVantage for you, Chris?
Well, we've been in the industry about 14 years now, almost 15, and had experience, and obviously, you know, knew what kind of we were looking for when we made a move from another company. And LifeVantage pretty much checked all the boxes that let's call a super networker or somebody that's been, you know, in the industry a very long time. You know, all of the things that you look for when you want to bring over a large group of people to, you know, to sell amazing products and build teams of people all over the world. You know, LifeVantage, you know, is probably the best kept secret in all of network marketing, you know, throughout the world. And, you know, we have such a huge runway with the amazing products that we have, because the story that we have to tell is very easy, right? The science pretty much tells the story. And it's our job just to build people and to build the groups of people and build belief in themselves that this industry is a viable option. Believe me, I don't think I answered your question very well when, you know, in the beginning. But, you know, when I first heard of multi-level marketing or network marketing, I didn't know what it was. Had no idea. Didn't know that the industry had existed. I had heard about, you know, companies like Amway and Herbalife, you know, early on. But really, I was a grossly misunderstood industry for me. So I had to retrain my mindset that the industry was even viable and that it was possible. And I think that my wife Tara and I and our entire teams across the world are just living proof that it is possible. Because as you get to know us, you know, G can attest to it, Pam, you know, everybody that Graham, everybody that we met, were just regular people that just had a belief bigger than all the naysayers out there that say that it's not possible, right?
Yes.
The reality is that it is possible and that anybody can go out there and do it and have success. You just have to roll up your sleeves and do the work. You know, it's not work marketing, it's network marketing. So you have to do the work.
I totally agree with that. And, you know, Beverly Stills, the award-winning opera singer in the United States, said many years ago, you know, there are no shortcuts to any place worth going. And I think that applies, you know, for your health, for your wealth, for everything, for your relationships. So, Chris, thank you for sharing. Gabe, if I could come to you then, you obviously came from a really strong business background from a wellness perspective. Why LifeVantage for you?
Well, I couldn't agree more with what Chris just said. And for me, on, you know, thinking that network marketers were for people who, you know, couldn't get a job, couldn't find a job, and people on top make all the money, people at the bottom do all the work, don't get paid. I always listened to somebody who failed in network marketing. I wasn't smart enough at the time to go to someone like Chris and Tara, who were successful and get their spin, right? And that's why I became a network marketer's worst nightmare, because I was so oblivious to what this industry really is. But to answer your question, why LifeVantage? The timing was right for me. We were 90 days away from losing our home. I had two young kids, 9 and 6 years old, that were going to private school, and I needed $2,200 a month to keep them in that school. So I went up to Atlanta, Georgia. I was asked to be a keynote speaker. I told Jill, my wife, that, hey, let's go up there. Maybe we can drum up new business. And I was, you know, speaking on what I did, and a complete stranger. Now think about this, guys. A complete stranger had the courage to walk up to me after my keynote. And she was only a distributor with LifeVantage for 1 week. Wow. And she asked me if I've ever heard of a product called Protandim. And I haven't. I've never endorsed a product in the 30 plus years I've been in the fitness business. And at that moment, Protandim wasn't going to be the first. But the next thing that came out of her mouth, literally, I was able to walk away 22 months later. And that was, would I be willing to watch a 9-minute video on an ABC primetime investigative report? And I actually said this sarcastically to her. I said, you mean to tell me that ABC News actually did a positive spin on a dietary supplement? No way. So it took me about 3 weeks to watch the video. She followed up with me. I watched the video, and I remember the precise moment this world-renowned scientist, who, by the way, never even heard of before, give John Quinones his blood test results. And I'm elbowing my wife. I'm like, honey, that hasn't happened yet. This is history in the making. And if we can validate this, I think we're onto something. And I just finished doing some work with the Mayo Clinic here in Jacksonville, Florida. I had built a great relationship with those docs, and I went to them. I go, guys, I need your help. If you're going to put, and the one question I asked them, I go, if you're going to put your precious name on a product, where would you go to validate it? Not one of them sent me to the University of Google, by the way.
Yes.
They sent me to the National Institutes of Health. So the long story of it, when they validated this product for me, I checked the validity box and I just learned how to become a professional in this business.
Spectacular, Gabe. And thanks for your honesty and openness and vulnerability around the story, that the position you were at before that. I want to acknowledge that. I think for me, you know, listening to what you're saying, as a few of you said, you know, kind of the science backs it up. LifeVantage has done the hard work for many people so that there's lower risk to step into it. Graham, for you, why LifeVantage? You're obviously a man of many successes prior to LifeVantage. Why LifeVantage for you?
Well, Ambrose, I'm going to give you 9 reasons why I believe LifeVantage. And this is
as long as they're quick, Graham. Remember, it's men listening in. As long as they're quick.
Absolutely, and I'll be quick to the point. First of all, I like to look at a highly skilled, experienced, and proficient board of directors that run this organisation. That's the first point. The second thing is the public company. Why does that matter? I'll tell you why. Because if it's a private company, what happens is with the compensation plan and with changes of products and the way the formulas are made, they can change things in an instant. The thing about a public company, they can't, because they have to go through the board, has to go through the whole stock exchange and everything. That is a really important point. The other thing is it's a unique product, zero competition. You're going to be involved with a company, make sure that it's a zero competition and a unique product. The other thing is it's scientifically proven product that actually works. It gets results. Why would you take anything that doesn't work? With social media today, they'll smash you out of the market within 5 minutes. So that's the next thing, total credibility. The other thing is has to have a high retention rate, because if it doesn't have a high retention rate, it's not going to last. Your business won't survive as well. Is it affordable? Yes, it is affordable. So people can actually go on subscription, continue to purchase it, which will help everybody down the line. The other thing is it's a herbal product. It's a non-pharmaceutical, another important point in today's market. But let me tell you one of the most important things, and this is something to remember. It is a AAA plus company. Like 16 out of the 500 network marketing companies, we are a AAA company. So we're number 16 out of 500, proven product and a proven company. But the other thing is the compensation plan. You're going to get involved with something and you want to return financially. This is what you've got to look at. And this company pays out 48%, which is much higher than any other network marketing company, because they all pay about 38%. We're 48.4%, which is paid back to the people who actually are distributing the product to customers.
Spectacular, Graham, and that was absolutely on point. I can see Gabe and Chris nodding away as well. James, if I can come to you, obviously you're self-confessed newbie to this. Why LifeVantage for you in these early days? I think a lot of people listening or watching this are going to be at that early stage. So why for you?
Yeah, well, it started with the products. My own health journey. Had a really close friend of ours be like, "Hey, try this," and I'm like, "No, I'm going to go down the normal route." Yep. And then that didn't feel very nice. So I'm like, you know what have I got to lose? So I thought, look, I'll just go all in, grab the products, and just unbelievable results in a short amount of time. And I felt awesome. And then I just started, again, I checked into all the science and it speaks for itself. I then thought about all the people that I knew that it would help. And I'm like, huh. And then, yeah, sure enough, family started trying it. They got results, and it was just like, I can't believe this is even real. And yeah, somebody else said earlier that it checks all the boxes. And me being a newbie, I didn't really know that there were heaps of boxes. But LifeVantage definitely checked all my boxes. Yes. One of those was being, I understood that retention was huge. Mm-hmm. Being able to build in a month and then start from where you left off for the next month. Absolutely. It's huge. I've seen plenty of examples of like you run so hard to build a business in a month and then you have to essentially start all over again the next month. There's no residual really. There's no building. So that was one. And because of that, I was like, this is something that I can see that you just multiply my effort over time, and it's going to eventually equal money. Like there's been so many times where heaps of companies just don't make it. They don't make it. LifeVantage has been over 10 years as a network marketing company, and the products have been around for almost 20. So they've proven their they've proven themselves. But yeah, LifeVantage created boxes and then checked them. And
Perfect.
so again, with my other companies, I didn't know. I wasn't like network marketing, now let's find the best company. It was like, I'll try it and give it a go. But now I'm like, I really wish that I could have cut past a couple of years of annoyances if
Absolutely.
I had just come straight to LifeVantage, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And sometimes you don't know what you don't know. James, thanks for your honesty there. Michael, if I can ask the same question of you, why LifeVantage?
Originally, I was so anti-LifeVantage, it's not funny. I'm a nurse, so I've been an ICU nurse for many years and a university lecturer. And I took a redundancy from my job in October last year. So Amy and I had plans to take our previous company to a whole different level. We were both full-time. We were just going to run with that. And like within a couple of weeks, Amy's like, I think we need to look at another company. We had a lot of issues and we weren't really fitting in and those sorts of things. And I was like, I have no income. Like I'm a man. For me, I need to feel like I'm bringing in an income. And the rug was pulled out. So I swore and I said, you can go F off.
Yep.
I'm going to build this on my own, because I was just so full of fear. I was like, holy shit, we have nothing. So I guess within a few days, we spoke to some big leaders in the US, Brandon and Lynette, and I went on there with a list of questions. And I said to Amy, don't you dare tone me down. I'm going to grill these people. And within minutes, I was like, damn it, they're so nice. They're so approachable. I was like, I have to look into the science. Like being a nurse and having that background, science and evidence matters to me. So I started doing some digging and talking to some other people, and evidence just spoke to me. Like the products did what they said they were doing. There was legitimate evidence there. It's TGA approved in Australia, which is massive for me. So it was, for me, it was kind of a no-brainer. And then within days after that, I was like, Amy, can you shut up and stop talking about that other company? Let's go. We need to make this work. We need an income. I need to see money because I need to feel that security. So LV kind of fell in our laps, and it's the best thing that ever happened to us. We've taken it to a different level just since November last year, and we're just so stoked to be where we are right now.
Incredible, and congratulations, Michael. Again, picking up on the themes, gentlemen, you're saying that, I think, it's important to say, for those of you who've looked at lots of different solutions before, having that retention is key. Like James was saying, you put the hard work in now, it will pay back because the science works, the products work, which is great. And certainly from my own story, I sat in front and counseled or coached so many people who'd failed in other systems prior to LifeVantage coming our way. And so I didn't realize at the time it was educating me on all the things I didn't want. So I had a list probably longer than most people as to, I've seen it before, I've heard it before, and I couldn't fault the business model. I think Graham talked about that. It's long-term, 48% or more paid out. It's multiple generations paid out. It's longevity of retention. And that I hadn't seen before, realizing sometimes it was a hug and counseling of people who committed for 2 years to something and realized there was no money ever going to be paid to them. So, gentlemen, I have a last double question because I know you can kind of multitask. Chris, very quickly, what has the extra income meant for you? Admittedly, at 14 years of network marketing experience, you brought a team in, but also what would you say to any man thinking of LifeVantage?
Well, I can tell you that network marketing has kind of helped us through, the recession of 2008. We were heavily involved in network marketing at that time, and it was a vehicle to keep our family afloat and thriving and building teams. And also, with COVID, our team has also been able to grow, during this difficult time. So in terms of being an opportunity that is viable, like I said, 2 recessions and 2 challenging times, and network marketing was the answer. To go out and share these products specifically, what LifeVantage has to offer is it's just amazing when you start to really think about the products that we were able to share and the business opportunity that comes along with it. I think that, in some respects, we don't like to talk about the business opportunity, but the business opportunity is the holy grail. You can go out and literally change people's lives. You can change their health. You can also change their finances, their families, fortune. And what is better than that to help somebody? I think they say in America, the average person will go into foreclosure with an extra $500, to help people, able to do that is something special. And I think that we should be a little bit louder about the business side of this. The great products that we get to share and the teams of people that we get to build are truly amazing.
Incredible, Chris. Thank you so much for your time. Gabe, again, talk about, sharing and giving. That kind lady who approached you boldly and had the courage, as you said, to approach you boldly. What would you say for others that maybe don't have that self-confidence necessarily? What do you think this can mean for others?
Yeah, it's massive. I always tell people, try to find a reason not to do it. And
Excellent.
They're not going to be able to. If they do their due diligence, they won't be able to do it. And to add to what Chris said, you could be working a full-time job, right? And you can start this business. This industry allows you to work in the nooks and crannies of that full-time job, right? And that's exactly what I did when I started. I was working 12, 14 hours a day in the fitness business trying to catch up. And I was in that hamster wheel, so what this extra income has really meant to my family. It kept my kids in private school. Both of them are in universities right now. We just bought a brand new home 35 days ago on the ocean. So I go from literally 90 days away from getting ready to lose our home. And I remember telling Jill this. I guess I was the optimist in the family. I walked her outside. I go, that home across the street has a better view of the water than ours do. I wasn't worried about losing the home. For me, my why, I didn't have the stomach to go to my 6-year-old and 9-year-old and tell them, mommy and daddy doesn't have the money for you to go to Riverside Presbyterian Day School. And that's what kept me focused to get to Master Pro 10. So now with hard work, and I want to make sure I reiterate that to everyone who's listening, you can get anything that you do in life. Don't let anyone tell you can't. The secret sauce is you just have to believe in yourself. And now we're living the dream right now, 12 years later. So it's been a fantastic run. Now I could never see myself ever going back to traditional business, right? This business it's a godsend, So, the amount of volume that my business does and the amount of money it costs me to operate each month, versus my wellness, company. My goodness, it's a no-brainer. So this is the best hidden secret in this industry. And if people just try to find a reason not to do this, they won't be able to, and they can move forward with you.
Amazing, Gabe. Thank you both, Chris and Gabe. Chris, it can change someone's life just for $500 a month, as you said. And as you're saying that, Gabe, this can also lead to dreams being achieved. For yourself, Graham?
Well, in actual fact, my story is a little different because I actually was given the product by Trish on this call, and she said, just take this. I didn't even know what was in it. I really didn't care. I took the product. What excited me was the product worked. Because the product worked, that inspired me to tell every single person I could bump into how amazing the results were. That led me to saying, well, hey, if I'm sharing this with other people, there's a business opportunity here. So I immediately grabbed that as well. But if I can just say one thing that's really important is, whilst, there's people who are earning, millions of dollars, almost monopoly money to people today through network marketing companies and successful products. However, the bottom line is that if you can earn $500 to $1,000 additional monies per month, how would that change your everyday life? Would that be able to pay for your housing loan? Would that be able to pay for your car payment? Would that change your relationship? Because we all know that one of the major issues today is people fight about is money. So a small amount of money can change your own life. So for me, it's like $500, $1,000. By just sharing that opportunity with people, that can bring them into what's possible to make a life better for them.
Spectacular. Thank you so much for sharing that, Graham. For yourself, James, what does the extra money do for you? And what would you say to somebody at the earliest stage looking at LifeVantage?
Yeah, how do you follow people like that?
With honesty, James, with honesty.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think LV's given us hope that there's something else like that. All these things are actually possible.
Yes.
We've got 4 kids, 7 and under, and just like the other guys have said, is that just with the small vision of $300, $500 to $1,000 a month, you can earn that while still doing your normal life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the impact that can have, and it's been amazing to be my heart is the more money I make, the more money I can give.
Yes.
So so it's like to be able to start off low entry and be able to deal with our own needs as a family, but then we can move on to having excess and being able to give more away is just like wow. And then you'd be like, I'm just a normal guy. So it's like you start here and then you start meeting these incredible other guys and other people in the industry, and then the ceiling just blows off and you're like,
yes.
this is unbelievable, the potential that it goes to. From low entry to massive potential. It's the only industry like it. So, and what was the other question?
Well, just what would you say to anyone else who, like you a year ago, was thinking about LifeVantage?
Yeah, exactly. I love what Gabe was saying about try find an excuse not to.
Yes.
Because the entry is so small, and to be able to first impact your health. I don't know. As you guys would know, as a dad, it is exhausting, especially with young kids. And
well, you have 4.
I'm full time. Yeah, full-time dad, full-time husband. My wife and I, we travel in Australia in a caravan, and so life is just full. And so to be able to feel strong, have energy, be able to sleep well is so important as a young dad. So the products have changed my life and my family. Even my kids love it. It's just give it a go. Why not?
Spectacular, James. Thank you so much. And last and definitely not least, Michael, thank you for your patience. You are our lucky last question. What's the extra income meant for you? What would you say to any other man out there looking at this opportunity?
The extra income for us, Amy and I have got 6 kids, so it's given us time with our family and our kids, and I never used to appreciate that. I'd gone from, prior to network marketing, gone from an absent father and an absent dad, and a man who really struggled with fulfillment. I was always chasing something. I worked in a job where I was caring for people at their worst, and I was what people might say saving lives and doing that, but I just wasn't ticking my boxes. There was something missing for me, and I fell into network marketing, and it gave me a sense, I guess, liking it back to Chris, it gave me an opportunity I wanted to be a builder, and now I help build people, and that sense of satisfaction and fulfillment to really get to play a part in someone achieving something. And that may only be $50 a week, $100 a week, but that's life-changing. And for me, I guess I'm a bit of a goosebump junkie and a bit of a fulfillment junkie. Like, I do things now that give me the opportunity to get that sense of fulfillment, and that's huge for me. So it's not so much about the money, but it's more just about being able to help people on a whole different level, and the more of that we do, the better I feel about myself. So it's given me life. If people are out there, if guys are out there are struggling and looking for something that they can do that's not difficult, you don't need a degree, you don't need anything other than a passion for helping people, then reach out to someone and you can absolutely do that.
Incredible, Michael. Look, thank you so much, Michael, James, Graham, Gabe and Chris, for your honesty, for your transparency, for your vulnerability as well. Look, this has been a privilege to spend time with you. I know you guys are short of time. So Gronya, back to you in the studio, so to speak.
Wow. Well, I've just been looking at all the messages coming in, and yeah, you've packed up this webinar, guys. And I think everyone's just loved the raw and realness of it. because this is something that, you know, has transformed all your family's lives, and it's transforming all of ours. So I just want to say a massive big thank you to you for taking this time and coming on and just being so real with us all. So thanks so much, everyone. And yeah, over to you, Pam. I just want to say thanks, everyone.
Wow, I'm just absolutely blown away. Thank you to our international speakers. Gabe, lovely to see you from over in Florida. Thank you for joining us. And Chris, as always, it's been a pleasure to have you join us today. Thank you to our local superstars. What a training. I'm just sitting here getting 100 messages through on my phone from people all over the place saying this training is incredible. We've got to share it. We've got to get the recording and get this message to the men out there in our lives. And how timely, it's Father's Day tomorrow. So what a time. And also with the current, especially in Australia, lockdowns, what a time to get people supported by having another stream of income with our incredible opportunity. Ambrose, thank you so much for hosting today. I think you're going to have a full-time job with us doing some hosting because you did a brilliant job. If anyone's got any questions today, I know we've got some guests on the call, please reach out to the person that brought you on today and get more information. We are an incredible company. We have strong pillars and foundations. We're growing, especially internationally, and now is the time to partner with LifeVantage. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you to all the men in our lives. Thank you for everything you do. And a very, very special thank you to Grania Fletcher for facilitating this, for doing all the groundwork. It takes a lot to put a 1-hour presentation together. And also Grania for leading the baton to bring more men into our business. So thank you again. Enjoy your Saturday, and wherever you are, have a lovely morning, evening, and good night.